day everyone. Welcome to my 203 or Educational Planning and Policy Making with Dr. Cristina A. Cubillas. I am Jomarie Kae and Labajo, your presenter for today. I am glad that you are here with me this time. I will be discussing a lot of things later. But before that, let me borrow your 2-minute time because we will be playing a short game called Find the Difference. Good job, everyone! I know we are all ready. This time, I will be discussing about financial aspects of educational planning with the subtopics financial management in education, key concepts, principles, and theories of financial management in educational planning. By the way, the examples or situations that I am about to share in this presentation are merely my own ideas and understanding, based on the information I got from the references, which will be cited at the end. But I am willing to learn and accept ideas related to my topic. Thank you. So let's get started. What is financial management in education? Let's try to define each word and come up with a general meaning. First, financial. It is pertaining to monetary receipts and expenditures relating to monetary matters. Finance can be defined also as the art and science of managing money. Next, management. It is the act or manner of managing, handling, directing, or controlling. Planning is the fundamental management function which involves deciding beforehand what is to be done and how it is to be done. The third one, education. It is the act or process of imparting or acquiring particular knowledge or skills as for a profession. It will help manage school finances, budget and accounting requirements, funding sources and school expenses, or purchasing requirements. To sum it up, financial management in education refers to the process of planning, organizing, directing, coordinating, and controlling financial resources. Next, let's talk about the key concepts of financial management and educational planning. We have three. First, budgeting. The second one, reporting. And the third one, cash flow management. First, we have budgeting. Budgeting is the process of creating a plan to spend your money. A spending plan is called a budget. Creating a spending plan allows you to determine in advance whether you will have enough money to do the things you need to do or would like to do. One of the most important concepts of financial management is budgeting. I guess most of us have experience making a budget proposal in an organization. So, you are usually tasked to budget the money to see if it can still cover the expected expenses. Because spending money without a plan or without regard to the organization's collection could lead to overspending. The second one, it's reporting. Financial reporting is the disclosure of financial results and related information to management and external stakeholders about how an organization is performing over a specified period of time. This is why you're tasked to do financial reports quarterly or yearly to monitor the financial aspect of the organization and to provide transparency to the stakeholders. Just like in our school, we are apt to update the total amount of collections through its voluntary to liquidate expenses and monitor remaining money. Accurate and regular financial reporting helps you to know exactly where you stand financially, how different areas of your organization and different initiatives are performing, and what your resources are. It helps us monitor the finances and provide transparency to stakeholders to avoid discrepancy. The third one, it is cash flow management. The cash flow statement shows the cash moving into an organization or school. It assesses whether money inflows match money outflows. In other words, liquidity is the ability of an organization to pay debts as they fall due. Now we have two flows, the cash inflows and cash outflows. Cash inflows refers to the money which comes into the organization, such as collections, income, or sales. Cash outflows pertains to the money which comes out of the organization, like expenses. So those are the three concepts of financial management in education. First, we have budgeting. Second, reporting. And the third one, cash flow management. The next subtopic is about the principles of financial management in educational planning. First, we have consistency, transparency, accountability, viability, stewardship, integrity, and accounting standards. Let's talk about the 7 principles of financial management in education. First, we have consistency. It implies that an organization must refrain from changing its accounting policies unless on reasonable grounds. If for any valid reasons the accounting policies change, an organization must disclose the nature of change, the reasons for the change, and its effects on the items of statements. The main objective of the consistency principle is to avoid any intention from management using an inconsistency approach to manipulate the financial information, so to ensure their financial statement looks healthy. just like when we are claiming our reimbursements from our seminars or school-related travels. The accountant or our treasurer or principal consistently follows certain guidelines or procedures, including rates of expenses and allowance. If there may be some changes, it is clearly disclosed to the public through debit orders. Second, we have transparency. Transparency principle means that the statement or information provided should be user-friendly and clear. Everything should be properly disclosed, fully and freely available to the public, and that should be easily understandable. An organization must be open about their work, providing information about activities and plans to all stakeholders, including the appropriation, accurateness, completeness, and timeliness of financial report. This is why every school or organization must have a transparency board for the public to be informed with the whereabouts of the school's budget, activities, and expenses. Third one, accountability. Accountability, it is a moral and legal duty placed on an individual, group, or organization to explain how funds, equipment, or authority given has been used. All stakeholders have the right to know how finance and other support are being used to meet objectives. When dealing with money on behalf of others, accountability is crucial. The people given responsibility to manage the money needed to be able to show that they are being good stewards of what is entrusted to them. It is important that they are protected from being tempted to use the money from their own purposes. A good example would be the donations and support given by stakeholders during Brigada Eskwela or any other activities. Being accountable, an organization or a school should produce accurate and verifiable record of how it is spent or used for a particular activity. Donations must have a record that shows how much donations received, how much spent, and that all money were spent for the grant-aided activity as agreed on by the donors. Fourth, viability. To be financially viable, an organization's spending must be kept in balance with the money coming in both at the operational and the strategic levels. Viability is a measure an organization to use to determine their financial continuity and security. I guess a good example to this is when a school or organization plans to materialize a certain project like fencing, school fencing, new equipment, purchasing new equipment, and the like. It should be viable in finding means as to how to achieve its goals, may it be through solicitation or fundraising. Fifth one, stewardship. Financial stewardship involves taking good care of the financial resources we are entrusted with, to make sure they are used for the purpose intended. In practice, a school or organization achieve good stewardship through strategic planning, assessing financial risk, and setting up appropriate system and control. The SIP or School Improvement Plan and AIP or Annual Improvement Plan are being carefully crafted by our school heads, teachers, and staff to practice stewardship. In here, they designate certain amount of funds and expected expenses to different organizations, activities, and projects as to address various problems. Through this, financial resources are being appropriately used. The sixth principle of financial management in education is integrity. It means the quality of being honest and having a strong moral principles. The integrity of any organization or school, financial records, and reports are dependent on accuracy and completeness of its financial records. Integrity is an effective operational principle for any employee and any institution as a whole. Not only with the embrace of integrity will help the team work together efficiently, it will also be recognized by the public. Corruption or misusing of funds is a big no in this principle, since it is against honesty. One of its examples of practicing integrity is to provide intact, complete, and accurate financial records and visible results as to where the money has been used. By doing this, you can gain trust and build relationship from others. The last principle of financial management in education is accounting standards. It is a common set of principles, standards, and procedures that define the basis of financial accounting policies and practices. Because all entities follow the same rules, accounting standards make financial statements credible and allow for more economic decisions based on accurate and consistent information. This is why we can't just spend the school MOOE to whatever we wish to. All schools have guidelines and basis for proper allocation of funds and has accounting procedures or policies to follow. That is why we need to follow proper protocol in handling the school funds. We might hear our school heads clamoring that the school MOOE for a certain month, for example, is not enough because there was an excess electric or water bill. So you are advised to shoulder your own travel expenses first and get reimbursed for the next month. Now here are the 7 principles of financial management in education. First, consistency. Second, transparency. Third, accountability. Fourth one, viability. Fifth, stewardship. Sixth, integrity. And last one, accounting standards. The last subtopic about financial aspects in educational planning is the theories of financial management and educational planning. First, we have administrative management theory. Second, human capital theory. And the third one, management science theory. Now, the way you make your decisions will result in either the success or failure of any organization. A very common tool that is usually used for making strong and effective financial decisions regarding business or an organization is what we call financial management theory. First, let's talk about administrative management theory by Henry Fayol and Max Weber. This theory is a formalized administrative structure and based on the concept of departmentalization. It attempts to find a rational way to design an organization as a whole. The theory generally calls for a formalized administrative structure, a clear division of labor, and delegation of power and authority to administrators relevant to their areas of responsibilities. And this is based on the concept of departmentalization, which means the different activities to be performed for achieving the common purpose of the organization should be identified and be classified into different groups or departments, such that the task can be accomplished effectively. This theory can be applied in financial management in education through having a functional organizational structure where tasks
power and authority are delegated. This is being done to effectively accomplish tasks since it is being executed by the people who are knowledgeable in the depth in certain fields, especially in dealing with financial matters. In our schools, it is the principal or the school head who is leading the financial management and has the discretionary power with the school accountant or treasurer who act as the consultant. The productivity of the school largely depends on the management of the school head. Next, let's talk about the Human Capital Theory by Gary Becker. This concept of human capital theory recognizes that not all labor is equal, but employers can improve the quality of that capital by investing in employees. The education, experience, and abilities of employees all have economic value for employers and for the economy as a whole. And human capital is important because it is perceived to increase productivity and thus profitability. So the more a company invests in employees, or the more the principal invests in his or her teachers, example in their education, seminars, and trainings, the more productive and profitable the teachers could be. An organization is often said to only be as good as its people. Directors, employees, and leaders, principals, administrators who make up an organization's human capital are critical to its success. We can apply this theory in financial management and education since we have a budget allocated for trainings and seminars from MOOE. School heads often invest or tap teachers who are in need to be trained and who are believed to have competence and capacity. There are times that the budget for seminars and trainings is not enough, sometimes because of the number of teachers that needs to be trained. But instead of preventing them to attend, our school heads manage to accumulate budget from different sources like rentals from the school canteen just to let the teachers attend the seminar. Even in this simple situation, we can see how a leader invests on his people and how he manages finances to be more productive. The third theory of financial management and education is about management science theory by Frederick Taylor. This science management theory focuses on the techniques to maximize the use of organizational resources to produce goals and services. And it is very important because in the area of finance, management science can be employed to help determine optimal portfolio allocations, borrowing strategies, capital budgeting, asset allocation, and make or buy decisions. These techniques pertain to computer technology-like program. Practitioners and researchers are able to use ever-increasing computing power in conjunction with managing science methods to solve larger and more complex problems, like what banks do. They use programs for easy transactions. They can automatically deduct our monthly due for our salary, and you can easily track your account through an application or an app. Everything is somehow paperless now. You can do things in just a single click. Another example is the school's budget. It can be downloaded once available and can easily be monitored through the use of computer technology.
And the three theories of financial management and education are: first, we have administrative management theory; second, human capital theory; and the last one, management science theory. Well, that ends my report and presentation. I would love to hear your feedback with regards to my presentation. Now these are my references.